Good evening and Happy New Year. Welcome to the Wednesday, January 5th, 2022 trustee meeting. And would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Mrs. Dawson, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Lucci.
Present.
Mr. Dondorfer.
Present.
Mr. McIntosh.
Present. Okay, and starting things off this year, we have the organizational meeting where we will handle all of our designations in the township. We'll re-elect rotate our chairperson and so forth. So I move to designate Mrs. Dawson as chairperson pro tem. Chairpersonship of the meeting is turned over to Mrs. Dawson for the purpose of electing a chairperson.
Nominations are now open for the position of chairperson for 2022.
I would like to nominate Mrs. Lucci as chairperson of the Township Board of Trustees for the year 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nominations are now open for the position of vice chairperson for 2022.
I nominate Mr. Dondorfer as vice chairperson of the Township Board of Trustees for the year 2022.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nominations are now open for the position of fiscal officer pro tempore for 2022.
I would like to nominate Mr. McIntosh as fiscal officer pro tempore for the year 2022.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mrs. Lucci now assumes the position of chair. Mr. Dondorfer assumes the position of vice chair. Mr. McIntosh assumes the position of fiscal officer pro tempore, and I now assume the position as fiscal officer. Switch.
Hey.
Cheers. Don't forget your...
Yeah, I gotta take your name tag.
You good?
You got one? All right. You all set?
We're set.
Okay, we will set the time and date of meetings for 2022. Trustee meetings will be held the first and third Wednesdays of each month at 7:30 p.m. in the Town Hall meeting room. And office hours precede the trustee meeting at 6:30 to 7:30. Staff meetings will be set for the Friday preceding the first trustee meeting of each month at 9 a.m. in the conference room at Town Hall. The appropriations workshop will be announced at a later date. Special meetings will be announced at least 24 hours in advance and posted on our website, emailed to local newspapers, including the News Herald, the Plain Dealer, and the Lake County Tribune. Do I hear a motion?
I so move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We will now make the department assignments for each trustee. Do I hear a motion?
I move we make the department assignments for each trustee as follows. Fire, myself, Mr. Dondorfer. Service, Mr. McIntosh. And zoning, recreation, and administration, Mrs. Lucci.
And I second.
And we all vote?
Aye.
Aye. We will now appoint the township department directors. Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the following township department directors. Legal counsel, Michael Lucas. Cemetery sexton, Karen Warner. Fire chief, Matthew Sabo. Service department director, Tim Brown. Recreation director, Deborah Beckel-Esker. Planning and zoning director, zoning inspector, Heather Freeman. Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals and Zoning Commission, Heather Freeman.
I second.
And do I hear a vote?
All
in favor?
Aye.
We will now establish legal holidays for the year. If the holiday falls on a Saturday, it is observed on the preceding Friday. On Sunday, it is observed on the following Monday. Do I hear a motion?
I move we establish the legal holidays for 2022 as follows. December 31st.
You have to say
I'm
holidays.
sorry, holidays for administration and service departments, fire department, administrative personnel. December 31st, New Year's Day, January 17th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, February 21st, President's Day, May 30th, Memorial Day, June 20th, Juneteenth Day, July 1st, trustee designated holiday, July 4th, Independence Day, September 5th, Labor Day, October 10th, Columbus Day, November 11th, Veterans Day, November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving, and December 26th, Christmas Day.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. I move we establish 2022 holidays for fire department personnel as follows. January 1, New Year's Day, April 17th, Easter Sunday, May 30th, Memorial Day, July 4th, Independence Day, September 5th, Labor Day, November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, and December 25th, Christmas Day.
I second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Establish the mileage rate. Do I hear a motion?
I move we establish the 2022 mileage rate reimbursements per IRS guidelines. As of 1/1/2022, it is 58.5 cents per mile.
I second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The temporary appropriations for 2022 were passed at the regular trustee meeting on December 15th, 2021, Resolution 2021-32. Mrs. Lucci made the motion to approve the rates as discussed. Mr. Dondorfer seconded the motion. 3 aye votes.
At the 12/15/2021 regular meeting, I move to approve the list of super blanket certificates 1 through 2022 through 1/08/2022, effective January 1st, 2022. Mr. Dondorfer seconded the motion, and we all voted 3 ayes. The motion to appoint 2 board members to the Volunteer Firefighters Department Dependents Fund Board.
Make a motion to elect Carl Dondorfer to the VFF-DF board to serve 1-year term commencing 1/1/2022.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to elect Morgan McIntosh to the VFF-DF board to serve a 1-year term commencing on 1/1/2022.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
This concludes the organization meeting portion of the regular trustees meeting, and we will move to the regular meeting agenda. So it's time for the approval of minutes.
I will, Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the December 15th, 2021 regular trustees meeting.
And I'll second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And time for our elected officials reports. Our fiscal officer, Mrs. Dawson.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. Treasurer's report summary of 2021. Concord Township continues to be fiscally sound. The township began 2021 with $6.1 million in the treasury. We collected $21.4 million in bond proceeds, taxes, grants, interest, permits, and EMS fees, leases and rents, community center classes, cemetery sales, gifts and donations, or 101% of the budgeted revenue. We received bond proceeds for the new fire stations, COVID money for specific expenses, and increased money from gas tax in 2021. Shortfalls due to the pandemic were in hotel tax, jet revenue, and liquor permit tax. We expended $15.2 million in salaries and benefits, fire station planning, road improvement, road repair and maintenance, emergency services and equipment, property maintenance, fees to Lake County and the state of Ohio, and building improvements. This was 67% of projected expenditures. In addition, we ended the year with $875,269 in encumbered funds set aside for specific projects. $3.5 million is required to cover expenses until the first half the real estate taxes arrive the end of March, and $10 million is currently being held in our capital projects and JED funds to cover the costs of the new fire stations. Financial statements for Concord Township will be available after March 1st. In the meantime, if you have questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact my office, 354-7516. And I hope everybody had a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you, Mrs. Dawson. And our trustees report, Mr. Dondorfer.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. I'd like to start off by saying I hope everyone had a pleasant and relaxing holiday season. And as we kick off this 2022 year, I'm looking forward to working with everybody here and getting back to the township business. We have a lot going on this year in 2022. I'm excited regarding our bicentennial year. We have some great events coming up monthly as we work through the year that, I know the township and Deb Esker and the rest of our recreation staff have worked very hard on. So it's going to be an exciting year. Also, we are looking at our groundbreaking for Fire Station number 1. So that's exciting. We all worked hard on that, and we'll have that kicking off here at the beginning of the year. I'm looking forward to attending the OTA conference at the end of the month with the rest of the trustees and our township administrator to get some additional training into being a steward of the township and doing trustees work. So I'm looking forward to that. I did have one call during the holiday briefly regarding a traffic concern at Auburn in 608 that I'm going to research, but it was nothing major. And I'm just looking forward to getting back to the work of the township, and it's great to be here, so thank you.
Great. Thank you. Mr. McIntosh.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, Chairwoman.
It's okay.
Gotta get used to that. It's been quiet. I haven't had a lot of conversation with the residents. I know that I did answer throughout the month of December a bunch of questions about the sheets approval and the BZA. A bunch of people did approach me on social media and comments about trustees making that decision. So clarified the fact that that was a BZA board decision, not a trustee decision. And that was about it, actually. I am also looking forward to the bicentennial, the groundbreaking of the fire station. It was a quiet holiday season. I know I got a chance to relax with my family, and I hope everyone else did as well. And looking forward to getting back at it here in 22.
Thank you. And I certainly agree with both of you. It's great to be back and start this new year with our board and with all the exciting things that we have planned this year. I hope everybody had a nice holiday. I'm certainly looking forward to this year. I know it's been sort of rocky with all the COVID stuff and things sort of uncertain, but we did it before. We'll make it through again. Like Mr. Dondorfer said, I look forward to our new fire station. We just made arrangements for our groundbreaking ceremony on the 31st, which is very exciting. We've got a lot of road projects to look forward to, our bicentennial activities. I can't wait to see people playing pickleball.
Yeah.
And we have some new development, and we just are excited to continue to work hard for our township and our residents here. I didn't hear too much from anybody over the holidays. It was pretty quiet, just a few questions, the usual kind of SALT policies and a little bit of plowing questions that I fielded, nothing major, and just an issue with stormwater, which we are looking into for the coming year. But other than that, that's about it for me. So let's move on to our department reports. Our administration department, Mr. Andy Rose.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci, members of the board, Mrs. Dawson, members of the audience. Welcome to 2022. I'm going to just cover a few items on the agenda. I've got a very short report. Item B on the item B on the agenda. I can't talk today. Item B on the agenda is a resolution to move forward to advertise and solicit bids for the 2022 road program. The program is coordinated again by the county engineer's office, and it will be a joint venture with Painesville Township, which gives us a better price due to volume and quantity. We expect the bid opening will be on February 8th of 2022. Item D is a vote to approve a purchase order for third-party testing. And this third-party testing is during the construction phases of Fire Station 1. And item F is a change order to last year's road program. There was an increase in Painesville Township's portion. We did not incur any price increase, but because it is a joint road program, we have to vote on it, and then once we complete the vote, then tomorrow I will forward all the paperwork over to Painesville Township for their vote to clean up the change order that impacts Painesville Township's finances. That concludes my report, other than I wish everyone the best for 2022. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. And our fire department, Chief Sabo.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year.
Good evening.
Good
evening.
Chief.
So Tonight I'm going to report on all of 2021, line by line, item by item.
Thank you.
You're on tonight.
Yes.
We've only got 4 hours worth of tape in the machine.
So for 2021, we had 2,830 calls for service. This is almost 11.5% more than we ran in 2020, and is another record number of incidents for the fire department. This is the highest we've ever been as far as our call volume. We had 1,868 EMS events with 1,369 transports. We had 962 non-EMS events. These include fires, hazardous conditions, service calls, good intent calls, false alarms, weather events. And we had 68 fires that we responded to inside of Concord, 30, and outside of Concord, 38. We gave mutual aid 239 times and received mutual aid 162 times. And we had 866 overlapping calls. So those are calls that are all, at least we're running 2 at a time, sometimes 3 or 4. That accounts for about 30.6% of our call volume. The Fire Prevention Bureau, just for December, completed 64 inspections, accounting for approximately 96 hours. They had 3 plan reviews, spent about 10 hours in training and continuing education, assisted on 1 fire investigation, which was a mutual aid to Madison, and they installed 2 Knox boxes and had 1 returned. Tonight, I'd just like to take a moment, Rick, if you would, and thank you for the new device to challenge me a little bit. So tonight we're going to focus on hoarding and fire, reducing the risk. So many of us have made a New Year's resolution to clean out our homes and dump our junk. For some people, however, discarding personal possessions is difficult and may evolve into a hoarding condition. Hoarding increases home fire risks and directly affects first responders. How does hoarding increase the fire risk? Flammable items next to cooking surfaces, heating units too close to things that can burn, electrical wiring that's old or worn from the weight of piles, or being hidden underneath carpets or rugs. Pests can chew on the wires, open flames from smoking materials, block pathways and exits that can hinder escape from a fire. And how does it affect first responders? Well, it puts first responders in harm's way. Firefighters are not able to move swiftly through a home that's filled with clutter as we attempt to find victims and save the property and lives. Responders can be trapped in the home when exits are blocked and injured by objects that are falling from piles. The weight of stored items, especially water added to a fire, can lead to a building collapse. And fighting fires is risky in a hoarding home. It is hard to enter the home to provide medical care and impede search and rescue of people and pets. So how can we help to reduce the risk of injury? We can do this by, when we speak to a person who hoards, first focus on safety rather than clutter. Help the resident make a home safety and escape plan. Install working smoke alarms, and reach out to community resources. Concord Fire Department can assist with home fire safety planning, and we continue to offer free smoke alarm installation and assistance with residential alarm maintenance. Our Fire Prevention Division can be reached at 440-350-1856 if you have questions or want to learn more. Some of you may have seen this post that I put on social media in regards to whether to seek services from your doctor, urgent care, or the emergency department. An increased demand for emergency services has created long wait times in local emergency rooms, and this post wasn't put up to scare anybody. We're still here. We're still going to provide you with excellent service and patient care. But we just want people to be aware of what the conditions are, and to dispel some myths. So being transported by ambulance does not necessarily mean that you will be seen more quickly in the emergency room. In many cases today, when you're transported by ambulance, unless you are experiencing a true emergency, you will be taken to a triage area and then sent to the waiting room. That's the reality that we're facing today. TriPoint was boarding about 16 people in the emergency room. That's 16 beds that are not available in the emergency room while those patients wait for beds upstairs. Lake West, I think, was, they were boarding 40-some in the emergency room. And that's just what's happening right now. Please do not use the emergency rooms for COVID testing. That's a trend that we're starting to see more and more in the emergency rooms. Only utilize the medical 911 system when experiencing an emergency, which you'll see in the red column. EMS is only authorized to transport a patient to an emergency room. We are not authorized to transport anybody to an urgent care or doctor's office. If possible, utilize other medical resources such as virtual doctor visits, nurse call lines, primary care physicians, or urgent care facilities if you are not experiencing a true emergency. This allows ambulances to be available for life-threatening emergencies. We are also not authorized to transport a patient from a hospital waiting room. If someone's in the waiting room and they call 911, yes, we will show up and we will leave them there. They are at a hospital. They are being taken care of. So that's just the reality. What we're also seeing is wait times for EMS. Some squads are being held in the emergency room for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Some are doing shift change at the hospital while they wait for their patient to get a bed. So this is unprecedented, but these are the realities of what we're facing. Concord Fire transports to UH TriPoint, UH Lake West, UH Geauga, or Hillcrest, and makes every attempt to transport our patients to the hospital of their choice. However, there are many variables that our EMS providers must consider when making a decision on which hospital a patient should be transported to. If the patient's experiencing a heart attack, they have to go to a hospital with cardiac capabilities. If a patient's experiencing stroke-like symptoms, they have to be transported to the closest hospital with a CAT scan machine. If a patient's involved in any sort of trauma, they must be transported to a trauma center. Other variables that impact which hospital EMS transports to include weather and traffic conditions, staffing, status of the emergency room, or if we're on multiple calls. We do the best we can, but just not everything is in the cards every time for every patient. If you have any questions regarding our operations, please feel free to give me a call at 440-354-7504. Concord Fire Department extends its deepest condolences to the family of former Concord firefighter paramedic Jim McAdams. Jim was a member of Concord Township Fire Department from January 26, 1984 through August 1st of 1988, and was one of the first members to provide paramedic level service to Concord Township. Jim and his family will remain in our prayers, and we'll make sure we keep his memory alive in the firehouse. And then this just in, the groundbreaking for the new Fire Station 1 will be January 31st at 4 o'clock on the site. We might do a quick ceremonial shovel pull and then maybe retreat to warmer attire in the station for comments, but we'll make it work. However we got to make it work. So thank you to this board and Mrs. Dawson, Andy, members of staff. It's been a long road, but it's nice to be able to get here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief. All right, next, our service department, Mr. Brown.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Good evening.
The Service Department in the month of December responded to 2 call-outs for winter conditions. So far, the winter's been mild, but we do anticipate some winter weather here very soon. Crews are actually on alert tonight, probably will be in the morning. Our crews continue to evaluate the roads for future repairs throughout the township. Pothole patching, equipment maintenance, and building maintenance are some of the other duties the crews have been performing during this time where we're a little bit slower without the construction season. Tonight, there's a resolution on the agenda for the approval of to advertise for bids for the 2022 joint road resurfacing projects. The roads we will be resurfacing for 2022 are David Drive, Bryan Drive, Stonewick Drive, and Nature View. These roads will be a mill and fill type project with asphalt surface. The other roads are going to be Conley, Breezewood Drive, Clearwater Drive, and Ridgewater Drive. These will be a mill and fill with a Type 2 intermediate asphalt course and a Type 1 chip and seal with fog coat surface course. These are the roads the department deemed the most in need of resurfacing for the year 2022. The service department reminds motorists during winter weather travel to allow extra time for safe travel and to give our plow truck operators plenty of room to perform their duties. In addition, residents with questions, concerns are encouraged to contact the service department Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at 440-350-3225 or email at concordtwp.com under service department. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you.
And next, our zoning department, Mrs. Freeman.
Good evening and Happy New Year. Last month, the zoning department staff processed 18 zoning permit applications, bringing the 2021 year-to-date total up to 383 zoning permits. 9 new dwelling units were approved in December, bringing the year-to-date total to 81 new dwelling units. A couple of the new housing developments were approved in 2021, which may be attributed to much of this new housing, including the Lily Farms and the Quail Hollow Phase 10 subdivisions. In December, staff opened 4 new cases about zoning violations within the township. In total for the year 2021, 112 cases were investigated, and 100 of those cases have been resolved. At the December Zoning Commission meeting, the board approved plans for a new restaurant, Mary's Diner, that will be locating in the Cryle Crossing Retail Center located at 7649 Cryle Road. Renovations will be underway, and we look forward to their opening sometime this spring. The BZA was busy at their December meeting. They held 7 public hearings for various cases, all of which were approved. Just a quick reminder for our residents that the Board of Zoning Appeals and Zoning Commission meetings are all open to the public in person, and they're also can be watched from home as they are streamed live on our Township YouTube channel. If you miss it live, they are recorded and posted back on the Township website, so you may look at them there. That's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our Recreation Department, Mrs. Deb Esker.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Concord Township's special year has finally arrived. 2022 marks Concord Township's bicentennial year, and all of the plans for special events and programs in honor of our township are finally coming to fruition. We got a lot of celebrating to do, and I'm here to tell you about it. So Rick, please fire up that PowerPoint. There we go. Concord Township's history is a fascinating story of hardworking pioneers that cleared the land and built the homesteads that are the foundation of our community. Our history includes the trials and tribulations of early industry that harnessed our unique natural topography to provide goods and services that made our township thrive. From our early pioneer roots to the charming and vibrant township we know and love today, Concord is the epitome of the American dream. The Recreation Department is hosting a variety of programs throughout the year to celebrate our township and honor our history. And a short summary of these special programs can be found in the midsection of the Winter Grapevine newsletter. Looks a lot like what you're seeing on the screen right now. We warmly invite everyone to join in the celebrations as we make history together this year. During my reports this year, I'd like to share brief narratives of Concord history with you each month. And tonight, I'd like to talk about how Concord got its name. A lot of people associate Concord Township with the famous grape, but that's just a happy coincidence. Concord was actually named after the battles of Lexington and Concord, fought in Massachusetts in 1775, and that was the genesis of the American Revolutionary War. During those battles, Paul Revere made his famous ride, and the first gunshot that started the war was immortalized in Emerson's iconic poem, As the Shot Heard Round the World. Concord Township is proudly named after those battles that started the American Revolutionary War and were the culmination of the struggle for American independence from British rule. And our name proudly celebrates our independence every day. When we talk about celebrating all that is Concord Township, we need to include the people who make our community so very special. In my tenure as Recreation Director, I have witnessed many random and purposeful acts of kindness, and such acts really represent who we are as a community and the depth of our kindness and spirit. So in order to truly celebrate our township's bicentennial, we need to celebrate our people. Everyone knows the now iconic Concord sign in the roundabout at Capitol Parkway, but did you know that kind of just showed up one day? It was lovingly created and generously donated by a Concord resident in a random act of kindness several years ago. So fast forward now to last week when Concord resident Nathan O'Corn donated another informal Concord landmark, the famous pencil-shaped school bus stop that he handcrafted for his daughter. The giant pencil was moved from his Hoos Road residence and now is proudly displayed at the Old Stone School campus, and now that is also formally part of our collective history. I'll continue to share more random acts of kindness in Concord Township during our bicentennial year every month because our residents just keep doing great things. So what's happening at the community center this month? Well, a lot. Take some time for yourself and enroll in a leisure class. We're offering this month gentle morning yoga, yoga Pilates fusion, martial arts, American Mahjong is back, several make and take classes including sugar lip scrubs, winter body butter, Valentine's ducky soaps, a stained glass art class, and getting started with Medicare. Residents and guests are welcome to register for classes online at concordtwp.com or just call the Recreation Department for immediate personal assistance. Starting in 2022, the Recreation Department will offer senior socials 4 times a month. We kick off this year with a craft where seniors create their personal vision board on January 12th. We took the first month of January off. Then on January 19th, the Lake County History Center presents a lecture on the history of prohibition in Lake County. And our monthly bingo is back this year, starting with Snowman Bingo on the 26th. All senior socials are on Wednesday afternoons and begin at 1 p.m. They're free and open to the public, and we always welcome new friends. Just call the Recreation Department to reserve your treat and your seat. And check out all of the groups and clubs that meet at the Concord Community Center. Our garden club meets monthly and truly enhances the beautification of Concord with all of their volunteer work. The community band meets every Monday evening and is always looking for new members. The Pinochle and art clubs meet on Tuesdays. Our 2 Mahjong groups meet Mondays and Wednesdays. Our sewing and quilting clubs meet on Thursdays and Fridays, and our new Voice Your Views discussion group meets every Friday afternoon. So basically, there's a lot of opportunities to meet new friends, and new members are always welcome. Again, just contact the Recreation Department for details. Join local authors Dan Maxon and myself at the Old Stone School on Wednesday, January 12th from 3 to 4:30 for an informal lecture on Concord history and personal guided tours of the Old Stone School. We'll have the Images of America book on Concord Township available for sale, and we'll be happy to sign copies on site. We'll also have the Concord Township coloring book available, so if you love Concord history and you don't have your copies yet, this program is for you. And Dan and I intend to host these open houses every month. And finally, the Concord Township Recreation Department wishes everyone a happy and healthy new year. We've got a lot planned this year to celebrate our bicentennial, and we warmly invite everyone to join in the celebrations and make Concord an important part of your personal history as we make 2022 an important year of our collective history. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Mrs. Esker.
Thank you.
Okay, and our Concord Law with Sergeant Alfalvi. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For the month of December, the Sheriff's Office responded to 818 calls for service, 2 injury accidents, 12 property damage accidents. For the arrest of the 818 calls, we had 2 possession of narcotics arrests, a disorderly conduct resisting arrest, 2 OBI arrests, a domestic violence assault, forgery involving a juvenile male, and a sexual imposition at one of our hotel establishments for an adult male. Responded to 61 alarms, 10 citations were issued for traffic violations, 72 warnings for traffic violations, 89 business checks, and 49 crime preventions. We responded to, but not limited to, 11 disturbances, 10 harassment and threat reports, 2 sex offenses, 39 suspicious circumstance, and 17 welfare checks. We are expecting 4 to 7 inches of snow, I think, in the next 2 days, so please be cautious if you're driving. We have not had a huge snow event yet, and people sometimes forget to slow down. We want to keep our distance between vehicles. We want to have extra time when we're pulling out in front of traffic. We want to have extra time stopping for intersections, so you're not hitting a vehicle in front of you for a short clear distance or stopping in the middle of the intersection. If you are not injured and you're involved in an accident and you can safely move your vehicle off the roadway or to a side street or to a parking lot, we encourage you to do that. That way it prevents from other accidents occurring because of your accident. And it also keeps you safe and your occupants safe and the other people safe. So if you can do that at all, especially on the freeway, move off the freeway, contact us, or move off the roadway to a side street or a parking lot if you're not injured and your vehicle is capable of doing that. Also, we have launched Scram on our website. Scram is the security camera registration and mapping. The way that works is we work hand in hand with the Geographic Information System for Lake County. Other agencies on the west side have already been participating kind of as a checking to see, making sure that the program's going to run smooth. It is. We have decided to get on board. We are focusing specifically on Concord and the other townships, but we do take other cities if somebody happens to be watching. What that does is if your house or a commercial building has a camera, you can register your camera with the Sheriff's Office. Geographical Information System will place that information on a map of Lake County and your development. So when an officer, a deputy, or a detective is investigating a crime that occurred, he can bring up that map, see who has cameras, click on that star, and get your contact information as far as your email, your phone number, your address, and that is only visible to the deputies or the detective. It is not visible to the public. And then they will contact you and ask you for permission to review your camera system to look for any suspicious activity that will help solve a crime or get us apprehend a suspect. So we encourage you guys to do that for us. It does shorten the time in which we have to search out avenues to find a suspect or for finding leads. And that can be found at lakecountyohio.gov/sheriff/scram, CRAM. And we also advertise it on our Facebook page as well. And that concludes the report.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that great information. So with that, we will move on to the audience portion. Is there anybody here in the audience that would like to address the board? Seeing none, we will move on to old business, which there is none, and then next to new business.
All right, I move to approve the December financial report.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2022-01, a resolution by the Concord Township Board of Trustees to advertise for bids for the resurfacing of various roads under a combined township resurfacing project, Concord Township and Painesville Township, LCE project number 2021-015.
And I will second that motion.
Any discussion? None being heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to approve Resolution 2022-02, resolution made by the Board of Trustees requesting the Lake County Auditor to make advance payments of taxes pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 321.34.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, so let me just
Yeah, you
explain
just-
what that is.
Sure.
So we, instead of waiting until March and October to get our tax money, if money comes in prior to that, the Lake County Auditor will make an advance payment due to this resolution. So we'll get a little tiny bit in February and then a little tiny bit over the summer. So it helps with the cash flow.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will make a motion to approve a PO for GOSCI Consultants for the amount not to exceed $35,000.
And I will second.
And discussion on that?
Good to be moving forward with
Yeah.
the fire station project.
Right.
Correct. This is the third-party testing company that will validate what the contractor is doing to make sure that the proper specifications are being met.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to approve, FD approved PO to Countryside Truck Service in the amount of $10,000.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will make a motion to approve a change order for Joint Road Resurfacing Project, LCE Project 2020-017 for Chagrin Valley Paving in the amount of $29,443 for Painesville Township, 0 for Concord Township.
Second?
And any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to,
So item G is the Eastern Lake County Chamber of Commerce letter of recognition for the Beacon Award winner. Mr. Rose, would you please read that?
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. I'll be happy to. The 2022 Beacon Award winner is the Lake County Free Clinic. On behalf of Concord Township, we congratulate Lake County Free Clinic as being selected as the Eastern Lake County Chamber of Commerce 2022 Beacon Award winner. The Lake County Free Clinic provides no-cost medical care, lab tests, pharmaceuticals, and medical supplies to adults and children who are underinsured or unable to afford the costs associated with their insurance. In addition to women's health and case management, clinic staff and volunteer providers specialize in care for chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, acute conditions like infections, rashes, and colds, and preventative care. Just last month, the Lake County Free Clinic announced it received a 2021 gold rating from the National Association of Free Clinics Quality Standards Program. During the pandemic, the Free Clinic has been a trusted resource for many individuals who suddenly found themselves out of work and without health insurance. The Lake County Free Clinic is currently located at 125 East Erie Street in Painesville, Ohio. It is an expression of appreciation by your fellow residents and businesses toward the significant contributions of the Lake County Free Clinic that it makes in the everyday lives of Lake County residents. In grateful appreciation, the Concord Township Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Very well deserved.
I did some work a while back, helped raise money for that organization. They do phenomenal work.
Yeah, they really do.
Organization.
Okay. Very lucky to have them in our county. And then item H is the Eastern Lake County Chamber of Commerce letter of recognition for Business of the Year. Mr. Rose, if you could please read.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. 2022 Business of the Year is West Orchards Farm Market. On behalf of Concord Township, we congratulate West Orchards Farm Market as being selected as the Eastern Lake County Chamber of Commerce 2022 Business of the Year winner. Since 1891, the West family has farmed the land in Perry Township. Todd and Amy West are fifth generation of the West family to grow fruits and vegetables here near Lake Erie. Today, they operate a thriving farm market and grow a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, including strawberries, sweet corn, sour cherries, peaches, plums, nectarines, pears, and apples. Following in the footsteps of Todd's father, Richard, and Uncle Donald, the family continues to farm about 70 acres and supports the community. Treasured by the family is the farm's Ohio Century Farm Certificate, recognizing that the same family has worked the land for at least 100 years. West Orchards Farm Market is located at 3034 North Ridge Road in Perry, Ohio. It is an expression of appreciation by your fellow residents and local businesses for the significant contribution West Orchards Farm Market has made in the everyday lives of this area's residents, as well as in developing a true sense of community. In grateful appreciation, the Concord Township Board of Trustees.
And well deserved for them too. Thank you, Mr. Rose.
Thank you.
So we're going to skip over the item I and go to our future meetings and announcements. Mrs. Dawson, would you please?
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. On January 12th, the BZA meeting at Town Hall has been canceled. On January 17th, will be closed in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day here at the township. And on January 19th, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., trustees' office hours will be held in our conference room. And from 7:30 p.m., the regular trustee meeting here at Concord Town Hall.
I make a motion to move into executive session for the purpose of employee discipline pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1.
I'll second.
And I need a roll call vote, please.
Mr. McIntosh?
Yes.
Mr. Dondorfer?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lucci?
Yes. So that puts us into executive session.
Madam Chair, I recommend we just move into the conference room. This shouldn't take but a few minutes, and then we can come back here and finish up on the record. We may have something else to put on the record. Thank you.
That will work.